Muchas gracias, maestro. Orquesta Tropicombo, por favor. Good evening, all. How is everybody this evening? My name is Jorge Ostrich, and I welcome you all to Baltimore, Maryland. It is my pleasure to be here with you all this evening. And of course, to celebrate this very special evening for all of us, for all Hispanics, and really the community, the entire community. It is also my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome the 50 most important Hispanics in the technology and business banquet, all of you here. That's right, give yourselves a hand. Every year, Career Communications Group and Hispanic Engineer and IT Magazine set out to recognize the most important Hispanics in technology business. In addition to the People CCG selects, there are those who have earned special recognition, as well as leaders in government and academia. The task becomes more difficult each year, not because these special individuals are difficult to find, but because the numbers of people who truly deserve recognition increases every year. So you can imagine, we have a pretty tough time figuring this out. Nonetheless, at first, the plan was to recognize the top 50, but that arbitrary limitation unfairly failed to recognize the many. Instead, CCG allowed its strict criteria to be the determining factor on who is included on our list. First, to make the list, in addition to being of Hispanic origin, you'd have to have been around a while. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're old. It just means you just have to be around a little while. So CCG looks for senior leaders with at least 10 years experience in his or her field. Second, the people we honor tonight must wield wide dollar influence and are in a position of power to affect the stock performance of a company. Very important. Third, they must oversee a large employee base that looks to them for direction and leadership. Next, they must have made a significant quantifiable personal impact in their industry. They also must have made an economic impact on society, policy-wise or technologically, both as business leaders and through policies and volunteer activities. That sounds like a lot, and it probably is, but that's the bar. They must have made contributions that have uplifted the Hispanic community in general. And finally, they must have maintained a powerful position to influence public policy regarding technology and education for minorities. One would think that with a list of qualifications like that, it would be difficult to find that many people. But as I said, there is an overabundance of intelligent leaders in the Hispanic community. And we are humbled to honor them this evening. We also like to honor the sponsor for this evening's banquet, Texas Instruments. So please welcome the Director of Semiconductor Group Packaging Technology Development, Texas Instruments Incorporated, Mario Bolaños. Come on out, Mario. Mucho gusto.
Thank you very much. Should we dance? Thank you very much. It's truly an honor for me to participate in today's event and to be recognized as one of the top 50 Hispanics in business and technology. This recognition is very meaningful to me, both on a personal as well as on professional level. I also would like to congratulate all our honorees over here. Big clap to them, please. During the last 29 years, I have had the distinct advantage of working for a company that places a true focus on diversity, which is what we are celebrating tonight. Diversity really matters a lot at Texas Instruments. It is the core of our business strategy. Diversity is part of building a future for individuals, our employees, the company, and especially our communities. We believe our effectiveness at using the talents of people of different backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives is key to our competitive advantage. Our president, Rich Templeton, has positioned diversity as a critical component in carrying out the company's aspirations to become the world's best semiconductor company. This focus is driven and nurtured by all levels of TI management from the top down. We all know that diverse groups of people working together get better results. And we also know that the future of our industry clearly depends on the quality and caliber of up and coming engineers. And Hispanics are definitely at the heart of this. Right now, there are outstanding growth opportunities in the technology fields, and we all need to work together to actively encourage Hispanics to enter the field, grab the opportunities, which are huge, and really make a difference. My home state of Texas is now a majority-minority state, and the majority of that minority are us, Hispanics. Increasing the number of Hispanic engineering graduates is critical to ensuring the workforce necessary to sustain and grow the technology industry, not just in Texas, but in the whole country. I personally believe in the power of the Hispanic community, and I have worked throughout my career to be the best, most innovative engineer that I can be. I also made the commitment a long time ago to serve as a mentor and actively encourage other Hispanics to also be the best engineers and the best people they can be. And let me tell you, each one of those experiences has been a very enriching and wonderful experience. The philosophy of empowerment is important to me on many different levels, and I would like to share that with you, because it is also important to Texas Instruments. This year, we are celebrating our 75th anniversary. And during those 75 years, the company has really thrived by developing the ideas of every single individual that worked for TI. We have survived, but we have succeeded through risk-taking and innovation. This is an example that we all can learn from. TI's success and endurance story, in my opinion, offers a window into a corporate culture that fosters the creativity, but at the same time, the mental toughness needed to succeed in a competitive world. And I also expect that this story serves as an inspiration to all young professionals, students, especially Hispanics that are here in the audience, who really want to make a difference, but need to be encouraged to take the first step. The first step is the will to succeed, but we have to do it at the same time with a strong desire to focus on education and take advantage of all educational opportunities that are available for us. As individuals, we need to think big and think towards leadership in technology-related fields. But we also need to work together to support educational opportunities for others, become mentors, and encourage, or I should say demand, that the corporations we work for also take part in programs that assist and encourage Hispanics to enter engineering and technical fields. I believe one person can really make a difference. I'm sure of that. But together, we can make an even bigger difference and start changing the history in our lovely country. Thank you very much. Before I forget, I think we have a nice surprise for you as well. So I would like to invite Diana Johnson. Where are you, Diane? And she will be in charge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mario. On your chairs at dinner, you found some blank cards, and at the end of dinner, we'd like to invite you to fill these out, or if you have business cards, you're welcome to throw those in, because at the end of dinner, we would like to come and collect those, and we have special surprises we brought to share with you all. And you know, many of us think of TI as the calculator company, but we're really the world leader in both digital and analog technology, so I brought a couple of really cool leading-edge products to start to change your image. This is what we're giving away at the end of dinner. Two things. One is a Kodak digital camera that has a Texas Instruments digital signal processor and also some analog parts in it. And the other thing is the iPod Shuffle, which has some Texas Instruments analog and mixed signal parts. So we'll give those away at the end of dinner, and we'll be collecting the cards or business cards. If you need some, we have hundreds more of these cards. Let us know. And with that, I will turn it back over. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope I win one of those. Am I eligible? Can I go? Thank you very much. And thank you, Mario, for your remarks. Mentorship is something that's very important to all the communities, because that's really how we help our folk come up. We could certainly do a lot more of it. It's now time to pause and enjoy our dinner. As we do, I ask that you pay attention to the screen where we honor all top Hispanic award winners, those who are here and those who could not be with us this evening. And as you see the names of these extraordinary individuals, I ask that you think of ways that you can promote the rich Hispanic culture in America for the good of Hispanic Americans, for the good of America, and for our own good. And I'll be back. Thank you very much. They told me different. Hello, hello, hello. Did everybody enjoy the rice and beans? Were the rice and beans okay? Plátanos maduros? No? I hope dinner was okay. You may continue eating, obviously. Couple of announcements before we get on with the program. I'm sure all of you know that this is the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month. Hopefully one day we'll get to the point where we won't have to celebrate that. It is from September the 15th, I believe. It began yesterday, or the 16th, could be today, through to October the 15th. Also like to take this opportunity to thank IBM, sponsor of La Familia Technology Awareness Campaign. Thank you very much, IBM. Also, if you think this is a great affair, tomorrow night right here, we're going to have the Emerald Honors Gala dinner right here. So you may want to come back. You may want to come back for that. I was also just informed that we have a guest with us that I'd like to recognize. First, I'm going to give you his title, and then I'm going to give you his name. His title is Lieutenant General, U.S. Army Chief of Engineers. And when I was told this, you know, it sounds like a long title, but this gentleman's the chief of all the engineers in the U.S. Army. Where are you, General? Can I? Thank you. General, I understand that you're here to honor one of your own, and we understand that you're very involved, and your Corps is very involved with the assistance that's being rendered to our brothers and sisters due to the Hurricane Katrina, and we certainly like to honor and thank you for that. And I was wondering, sir, if you could do us the honor of coming up and addressing our group. Thank you, sir. Thank you, General. Yes, sir. Thank you and welcome, sir.
Thank you. Well, Jorge, thank you very much. You put me on the spot here without words, but let's see what's on the teleprompter. Yeah. Listen, first of all, to those who organized this event, what a wonderful event it is. The entire week, as I've looked at your program, is very, very impressive. You know, these are very important events to recognize those who stand out in any field of endeavor. I feel it's important for a couple reasons. First, simply to recognize the individual achievements and group achievements that are represented by this great group of people tonight. But it's also so that they can serve as shining examples for others to follow, because that's what right looks like, and you're going to see a lot of that tonight with the honorees. The other thing I think we also need to recognize in these kinds of programs is it took someone in the organization that these people represent to take time to write out a nomination and care about putting their people forward for recognition. So this is about those who are recognized tonight, and it's about those from their organizations who took enough time to see that they were properly recognized in this way. You know, I'm here for two reasons, really. One is for public service, because as a public service agency, we have an obligation to ensure that every person in this country has an equal opportunity to succeed. So we want to make sure that every community is reached out to in a very active way. And we certainly reach out to the Hispanic community in the Corps of Engineers. But I'm also here for a self-serving reason, because I'm responsible for the future of my organization. And the future of any organization is the quality of its people, and the quality of its people is enhanced if we have the right kind of diversity in an organization. The diversity that's represented in an increasing way in this country in its Hispanic population. I'm delighted tonight, as you'll see, to see the spotlight shining on one of our people who is truly outstanding in the field of information technology. And we have a good number of hard engineers back in the back there who are Emerald Award winners who will be recognized later on. But I'm delighted to participate in this ceremony. Jorge, thank you very much for the opportunity to say a few words.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. General Carl A. Struck, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, General. And now let's salute our first group of honorees who are with us this evening.
Marcela Perez de Alonso brings an international perspective to her role as Executive Vice President, Human Resources at Hewlett-Packard Company, where she carries worldwide responsibility for the company's human resources activities, including workforce development, benefits and compensation, staffing, inclusion and diversity, and information management. As president of McDonald's North America, Ralph Alvarez oversees more than 15,000 restaurants in the U.S. and Canada. Among his many assignments at McDonald's, he has been president of McDonald's Mexico, regional director for Chipotle Mexican Grill, one of the company's partner brands, and president of McDonald's USA before being named to his current position. Herbert Thaddeus Arroyo directs Singular's information technology infrastructure. A former senior VP for product marketing and development at Sabre Corporation, he has been the main manager of technology initiatives at Singular while organizing computing and communications applications and implementing a new billing system. Arroyo majored in math at the University of Texas at Arlington and has an MBA from Southern Methodist University. He won the 2002 Georgia Global CIO of the Year Award for leadership and creativity at Singular.
We're finished? Okay. I believe you may go now. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice President of Administration and Chief Financial Officer of the Kaiser Hill Company, Len Martinez. Mr. Martinez? Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. How was your meal? Great? That was great. I was really impressed today. I attended some of the sessions this morning, and I was just overwhelmed with the level of participation on the students' part and the quality of the students. Today I'd like to thank the Hispanic Engineer and Technology magazine for recognizing the contributions made by the named top 50 Hispanics in the United States. Engineering, science, and technology, coupled with business, is the lifeblood of future America. This nation has been the leader in freedom, democracy, the Industrial Revolution, and now the technological revolution. We are a diverse nation, made up of a diverse population. Therein lies our strength and our spirit, which that spirit requires nurturing. As recognized leaders in engineering, science, technology, and business, we have the responsibility of providing encouragement to our most precious resource, our young people, our future leaders. This room is full of young people who need nurturing. They need encouragement and the opportunity to make their contribution. We as honorees know the importance and need for positive influences that support and encourage all of us in order to be successful and fulfill our dreams. Each one of us as honorees has our own story of someone who helped us along the way. Well, now it's our turn. A study conducted by the National Science Foundation shows less than 100,000 Hispanic engineers at work in the U.S. out of over 1.5 million engineers. Less than 10% of that 100,000 are female. Science and engineering, science and technology is not a dying profession, it's a growing profession that needs to have growth in our Hispanic community. As we move forward to maintain our position in the world in technology, the United States must accept the fact that the current and projected shortage of qualified technical professionals is more than just a problem. It's a crisis. And it's a crisis of major proportion and merits an approach of equal magnitude. There is a rich pool of talent in our schools today that is the next generation of engineers, scientists, and leaders. We have the responsibility to find more ways to encourage our youth to finish high school and join the professional ranks of engineers and scientists. That means we need to start that encouragement and nurturing early on in their educational development, so our young students become interested in math, science, and engineering. For our fellow employees, as leaders, we must balance aggressive organizational initiatives while providing personal attention to employees and their individual concerns, mentoring their development, and motivating them to succeed. As leaders, every action of strategy and tactical implementation must also include an element of compassion and support for the team. As leaders, we must risk more than others think safe, care more than others think is wise, dream more than others think is practical, and expect more than others think is possible. Leadership is an active living process. It is rooted in character, forged by experience, and communicated by example. I encourage you all to act as leaders, to motivate yourself and others to strive for excellence, performance, and a shared sense of self-satisfaction. To the students here tonight, I leave you with this point. This starting point of all achievement is desire. Set your goals, constantly review your progress. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and always volunteer to give help. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, and skillful execution. As Marcus Aurelius said, dream big dreams. Only big dreams have the power to move men's souls. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Thank you for those remarks. And now we continue to recognize outstanding Hispanics in technology and business.
In June 2002, after a very successful 25-year career at Northrop Grumman, Ramon Baez was named Vice President and CIO at Honeywell Automation and Control Solutions. He had been CIO for the electronic sensors and systems sector at Northrop Grumman Corporation before joining Honeywell, holding a number of positions in information systems, process management, program integration, software product assurance, and manufacturing. Chief Product Officer of Bell South Corporation, Paulino Barros, has overall responsibility for the company's operations in 10 Latin American countries. After holding various positions at Motorola, NutraSuite, and Monsanto, Barros joined Bell South International in December 2000 as Chief Planning and Operations Officer, Supply Chain Management, IT, and Network Engineering, and became the company's Regional Vice President for Latin American Operations in 2002. As Director of Texas Instruments Semiconductor Group Packaging Technology Development Organization, Mario Bolaños is part of a very short list of key Texas Instrument executive managers. An established and influential technical leader, he is known within the company as an accomplished mentor and coach who works ceaselessly to help others expand the scope of their technical careers.
Okay, everybody, hold your phones. And now please welcome the Chief Operating Officer of Singular Wireless, Ralph de la Vega. Come on up, Ralph.
Good evening. Buenas noches. I want to start by thanking Hispanic Engineer Magazine and Career Communications for the awards that they're giving out tonight. It's really an honor to be here with the honorees, guys. Thank you. I also want to take a minute to thank my wife, Maria, who has supported me every step of the way in the journey that has brought me here tonight. And so, babe, thank you. And of course, you have to say something about my parents because of all they have done to teach me about the values that truly matter in life. And when it comes to teaching, how could I forget my college professor? But wait a minute. Have you ever asked yourself why every speech at every awards ceremony sounds the same? The Oscars, the People's Choice, the MTV Awards. Well, maybe not the MTV Awards. But it's because when you stand up here, you understand in a way that you never have before that you are not here alone. You know that what brought you here to this place tonight was scores of special people. The people who gave you life, the people who make your life worth living, the people who opened the door for you, the people who knew who you were, and when you messed up, supported you anyway. everyone being honored here tonight owes other people, owes them big, and knows it. When you realize that, you understand that tonight isn't about receiving awards. It's about accepting a challenge. And the people accepting tonight's challenge are the people receiving these awards. We're being challenged to be the kind of people that the next generation remembers when they stand up and receive their awards. We're being challenged to make the future better for those of you in the audience tonight, especially the students, and for thousands of people like you. We're being challenged to get to know you, to stand beside you, and to open doors for you so you too can shine. I know you will. In fact, I'm counting on it. My generation may have started the path to the future and begun a bridge that will lead to a better life, but the next generation will pave that path and complete that bridge. It may not be next year, but the time will come when some of you in the audience, maybe students, maybe not, will be here standing on a stage somewhere accepting an award like this one. And when that happens, I hope that you'll remember tonight. I hope that you remember the special people in your life. You thank them, and then you step up to the challenge. Thank you very much.
Very good words indeed. Thank you, Mr. De La Vega. Now let us continue honoring the top Hispanics in technology and business.
Heriberto Diaz began his career with Guidant in 1990 as a senior electrical engineer and has been promoted to positions of increasing responsibility, most recently Vice President of Operations and General Manager. Under his leadership, Guidant's Puerto Rico plant has experienced revenue growth of 106% and production volume growth of more than 402%, while creating 600 new jobs. The Puerto Rico Manufacturers Association named Diaz the Manufacturing Executive of the Year in 2003. As founder, president, and CEO of Embreco Incorporated, a multi-million-dollar general contracting company, Robert Dominguez Jr. has combined his own education with a family history in concrete construction to develop a thriving general contracting firm. Embreco, which specializes in military construction, has garnered Dominguez recognition as Entrepreneur of the Year in 2004 by Hispanic Business Magazine. As Senior Vice President, Major Accounts Operations, Patricia Elizondo is responsible for providing Xerox products and services for the company's largest commercial customers, delivering annual revenue exceeding $2 billion. Since joining Xerox in 1991, she has held key management positions, including Northeast Ohio District Sales Manager, Vice President General Manager of the Maryland, Virginia Customer Business Unit, and Senior Vice President of the Financial, Professional, and Healthcare Industry Sales Operations. Frank Flores, Vice President, Engineering, Logistics, and Technology, Integrated Systems, works within Northrop Grumman's Air Combat Systems business area, where he is responsible for managing and deploying the people, processes, and tools necessary for support of the various air combat programs. Since joining Northrop Grumman in 1978 as part of the legacy TRW company, Flores has contributed to the successful development of satellite communication systems, avionics communication systems for advanced fighters, and terrestrial radio systems.
Now please welcome the Executive Director, Medium and Large Front Wheel and Rear Wheel Drive. Let me say that real quick again. Rear wheel, that's right. Redo the teleprompter again. Executive Director, Medium and Large Front Wheel and Rear Wheel Drive Vehicles for Ford Motor Company, Marcos de Oliveira. Por favor, Marcos. I don't want to say that too fast, backwards and forwards.
Buenas noches. I'm going to make your job easier. It's all-wheel drive, front wheel and all-wheel drive, okay? Makes it a little bit easier for you.
Muchas gracias.
Good evening. It's an honor and a pleasure being with you here tonight. And I'm on double duty here tonight because I'm going to say a few words on my behalf, and I'm going to read and say a few words on behalf of Jim Padilla, who is the President and Chief Operating Officer of Ford Motor Company. Jim could not be here with us tonight, but he asked me to say a few words on his behalf. To start the first part of my speech, I'd like just to thank the Hispanic Engineer and Information Technology magazine for this wonderful event. Thanks for the recognition. I mean, on my behalf, on behalf of Jim Padilla, we are truly honored, and we are really thanks for the recognition. As a young boy in Brazil, in the early mid-70s, I had a dream, I had a vision. I want to become an engineer. I didn't know why, but I want to become an engineer. And working hard through the support from my parents, through the support of family and friends, we were able to achieve that goal and become an engineer. 21 years later, after being with Ford Motor Company and having the privilege of supporting Ford Motor Company in Brazil, Mexico, South Africa, in the US, and after being able to work in different parts of the company, in product engineering, manufacturing, purchasing, logistics, and today, when we have the opportunity of design and develop all the large, medium and large all-wheel drives, front-wheel drives for Ford Motor Company in the US. There is only one message for the students that are here with us tonight, and I want to make sure you remember this message as you leave. Sí se puede. It's possible if you have a vision, if you have a dream, if you work hard, if you have the support from others, if you were truly a team player. We don't get things done in this world just because we are good, just because we want. We do it because we work hard. We do because we have the support of others, and we do because we work as a team. Within Ford Motor Company, I have had the privilege of working in different parts of the world. And in addition to perform a job that I love, in addition to do a job that I really look forward to go to every day and perform my duties as an engineer or as a leader of a larger group of engineers, one of the most important experiences in my career has been the ability of working with people, of enjoying the fact I'm working with people, but extending this enjoyment by working with the communities that we operate around the world. Ford Motor Company has a true commitment of supporting the communities that we work around the world, either in South Africa by supporting education and awareness on HIV and AIDS, or in Mexico, where we have a program to build elementary schools, and we have built more than 200 elementary schools in needy areas of Mexico. And every day, more than 1.5 million kids go to attend class in a Ford school. This is a true enjoyment, that you see that you have a purpose. You have a purpose in the business. You have a purpose in designing and delivering exciting, great cars, great automobiles in the world. But you have a purpose because you can make a difference in the communities that you operate. And my message to these students tonight is, sí se puede. Work hard. Work with the support of others, achieve your dreams, and have a mission and have a purpose of doing a great job in the company that you work for or your own business, but have a purpose in serving and helping the communities that you live in. You have your family and you have your friends living in. I would like to take advantage of this opportunity to thank again the magazine, but really to congratulate all the honorees. Congratulations for your achievements. Congratulations for what you have done. And I hope you continue to excel and be a role model for the community in the USA, the Hispanic community in the USA. Thank you. And I want to say a few words on behalf of Jim Padilla now. For me, it's a pleasure to accept this prestigious award on behalf of Jim Padilla, President and Chief Operating Officer of Ford Motor Company. Unfortunately, due to a prior engagement, Jim is unable to participate in tonight's award ceremony, but wanted to congratulate all fellow honorees. Your spirit of accomplishment inspires us all to continue supporting initiatives that promotes science and technology in the Hispanic community. As president and chief operating officer of Ford Motor Company and a member of the company's board of directors, Jim is responsible for the global automotive business, overseeing marketing, manufacturing, engineering, and other operations in more than 200 markets and over 300,000 employees. His career at Ford has been long and distinguished. Beyond his professional accomplishment, Jim has always had a strong presence in the community, both locally and nationally, and is a champion for diversity. Among the many worthwhile causes in which he is involved, Jim is proud to serve as chair of the National Council of La Raza Corporate Board of Advisors, and is often seen wearing his outlaw pin, having been honored by the government of Mexico with the award that is the highest recognition that can be bestowed on a person of Mexican descent living outside of the country. From overseeing our business to personally cleaning up a local park in the Hispanic community where his father grew up, Jim's support of the community is tireless. While tonight we honor the top 50 Hispanics in technology and business, we are aware that there are many Hispanics who have contributed in the arena and are also reminded of the importance of continuing our support of the Hispanic youth. I know that Jim would have wanted to be among us, and he asked me personally to share his congratulations to all the honorees. But for me, it has been an honor to accept this award on behalf of such an extraordinary leader and friend to our community. Once again, thanks a lot, and si se puede.
Sí se puede, sí se puede. Sí, sounds like Little Indian that could, right? Sí se puede, sí se puede. Thank you, Senor Oliveira. Now let us continue our celebration of the leaders of the Hispanic community.
Eno Gonzalez launched his telecommunications career with Pacific Bell in 1980, holding leadership positions in human resources, network engineering, network operations, and core process re-engineering. He rose to the post of Vice President, Core Network Operations in Pacific Bell's Network Services Group in 1997. He was named President, SBC Long Distance in January 2003, assuming responsibility for all SBC Communications long-distance operations. As Sector Vice President and General Manager, Chris Hernandez oversees Northrop Grumman's unmanned systems development, which includes the development and production of numerous unmanned tactical systems. Hernandez joined Northrop Grumman in 1987 as a project engineer, having earned a BSc degree in electrical engineering from California State University, Long Beach in 1981. He went on to receive an MSc in management from MIT in 1995. As Vice President of Administration and Chief Financial Officer, Len Martinez is Kaiser Hill's point man on the $7 billion Rocky Flats closure project, responsible for human resources, labor relations, diversity, finance, prime contract and subcontract management, and a myriad of other complex duties. Before taking on his current challenge, he was, as Senior Vice President, responsible for all corporate finance and administration for environmental and energy activities worldwide. Cesar Mendoza started his newspaper career as a carrier for the Sun Sentinel in Fort Lauderdale, Florida in 1991, and later held positions there that included district manager, logistics manager, financial analyst, and distribution center manager. In 1999, he joined the Miami Herald Publishing Company as circulation director for El Nuevo Herald, MPHC's Spanish language daily. He was named Vice President of Information Technology in August 2004. Until recently, the highest-ranking Hispanic in the U.S. Air Force, Michael Montelongo, now heads strategic planning and development for the North American operations of Sodexo, the leading provider of food and facilities management services in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. In his previous position as Assistant Secretary of the Air Force for Financial Management and Controller, Montelongo oversaw a budget of more than $124 billion and was the principal advisor to the Secretary of the Air Force and other senior Air Force officials for budgetary and fiscal matters.
Si nos podemos. Thank you, and congratulations. And he joins us this evening. Please welcome the Senior Vice President for Strategic Marketing at Sodexo, Michael Montelongo.
Muchísimas gracias, Jorge, y buenas noches a todos. I am absolutely delighted this evening and honored to join all of you on this very special occasion to celebrate the success of Latinos y Latinas in business and technology in our great American society. But I want to thank all of you this evening for being here because your presence acknowledges the importance of this very special celebration. As I stand here, I have to confess that I'm absolutely excited and humbled by what my colleagues and you in this audience represent: achievement, promise, and potential. Since the earliest days of the Republic, Hispanic Americans, many of you know this, of course, have contributed significantly to the fabric, the character, and the freedom of this nation across all professions and all walks of life. And tonight, we honor just a sample of these leaders who have distinguished themselves in the fields of business, engineering, and technology, and who are making a difference in our society, our communities, our companies, and across the globe. Yet, what's even more exciting than that is the promise and potential represented by the young people in this room. There's power in this room. The leaders of tomorrow who will touch lives and lead this nation to boldly tackle the challenges of this new century. They will be even better than we are, smarter and wiser than we are. Our country will be in good hands because their hands will shape and mold her future. I'm very proud to be a part of this very special evening and grateful for the opportunities culminating in this award, opportunities like being part of a great company that I just recently joined that embraces the values of inclusion and diversity. That company, Sodexo, like many of the companies of the awardees that you've already heard, is part of an institution that embraces, as I mentioned before, the values of diversity and is a place where all of its employees of all backgrounds are welcome and can grow to achieve their fullest potential. Currently, more than half of our company's new hires are likely to represent a minority group or come from another country, and by 2010, this is what's really remarkable, by 2010, that number will rise to 70%. A commitment to our employees, a commitment to the communities we serve, especially during the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, is my company's solemn pledge. And so in that spirit, I want to congratulate my colleagues and ask that they join me in saluting those in this room who will be the leaders of tomorrow. But meanwhile, as one of my colleagues just recently said a few minutes ago, our obligation is to be role models, encouraging them, helping them, supporting them to prepare for tomorrow's challenges in business, science, technology, and engineering and math. After all, our greatest legacy will be measured in the lives that we touch and inspire. Thanks very much. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Mr. Montelongo. Muchas gracias. We now continue with our salute to the top Hispanics.
Juan Morillo joined Parsons Brinkerhoff as a vice president of the company's bridge operation in Florida. His early work included the Talmadge Bridge in Savannah, Georgia, and the Baldwin Bridge, the first concrete segmental bridge in Connecticut. In 1992, he participated in the major Caltrans seismic retrofit program in San Francisco, and now is the principal designer for the temporary bypass structure for replacement of the east spans of the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. Nelly Nieto is Panasonic's highest-ranking female employee. In her position, she has implemented a state-of-the-art cash management process for Panasonic Systems sales company's corporate parent, Matsushita North America. She has also been an active leader in developing a consumer call center. In addition, she is recognized for her activities in many Hispanic organizations within the company and her community. As Ford's executive director responsible for the design, development, and launch processes for a host of current and future models, Marcos de Oliveira and his team expect to bring 65 new products to market in 5 years. Born and educated career with Ford in 1984 as an engineering co-op. Before arriving at the company's Dearborn, Michigan headquarters, he led Ford of Mexico as CEO and managing director for 3.5 years. Pano Santos became proficient in math at an early age and went on to obtain his master's degree and PhD in operations research at the University of Waterloo in Canada. Since joining HP Labs in 1990, he has filed 17 patents and become widely recognized for his expertise in mathematical optimization. He was responsible for the first marketing campaign optimization tool, which helps businesses identify optimal market segments. And he invented an inventory management tool that has significantly reduced the cost of inventory write-offs.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and Chairman of Visimo, Dr. Raul Valdez Perez.
Good evening. I'm very honored to be recognized for the second year with this designation, especially because there are so many household names represented among the companies here in industry, government, and academia. I'm from a small entrepreneurial company, so I'm really especially honored to be with such names. I'm not very good at speaking about Hispanics in general, so I'm going to take a little bit of a different tack. I'm going to say a little bit about my own career and what my company does, this little-known company, what it does, and then try to draw some lessons for students in general from the many wise people that I've been lucky to know in my own career, my own life. A little bit about my own background. I was born in Cuba, came here at the age of 5 to Chicago, where I grew up. I studied computer engineering at the University of Illinois in Chicago up to the master's level. Then I wanted adventure in my life, so I went abroad. I lived in Europe, and I lived in Brazil for a few years. Then went to the MIT Artificial Intelligence Lab. Then from there entered and finished the PhD program in computer science at Carnegie Mellon. The luckiest break of my life was getting the opportunity to study under the late Professor Herbert Simon, who was a Nobel laureate in economics, also won the Turing Award, the highest award in computer science. Actually, let me get ahead. One of the lessons I'd offer to young people is when you're in the university, attach yourself to the most accomplished, smartest person you can find on that campus. You can't go wrong by following that kind of advice. Afterwards, I joined the faculty when I finished and did research on applications of artificial intelligence for about 10 years. Then in 2000, I left all this academic stuff and I co-founded a software company with 2 brilliant fellows, one a postdoc from France and another a PhD student from Canada. So that was about 5 years ago, and we're still together today. The name of this company is Vivissimo. We're proud to sponsor one of the tables back there. And what we do, our mission is to change the way people deal with information in the online world. Moving away from information that's presented as a long list, for example, in search results on corporate internets and on the web, and moving to an experience more like what you get in a library or in a bookstore. You see organized information in categories. And that's what our company was founded to do, to move the online world to get that kind of an experience. So Vivissimo is a search engine software company, best known for two things: this ability to group information into categories spontaneously. This is called clustering. And we also operate a somewhat acclaimed emerging search engine on the web called Clusty.com, which you can do a search on and you'll see the information organized into categories rather than listed. So try it for your next web search, Clusty.com. So it's been my responsibility as a co-founder and CEO of this company to steer it toward technology leadership while building it without a penny of venture capital because that has been our preference. We wanted to build a company in the traditional way, organically, with no venture capital. We did receive about $1 million in funding from the National Science Foundation, so I thank all the taxpayers in the audience for your contributions to our company. We're about 30 people, very profitable company, and have about 100 plus customers. Some are actually in this audience. Most notably, AOL.com is a customer of ours. And I'm just proud to say that this very week, we were informed by the federal government that we've been picked to build the next generation of the federal government's main search portal. They have an aggressive timeline for us, and we were picked in partnership with Microsoft as a subcontractor. So, thank you. And since we were funded by the taxpayer, it's our vow to make this the best government search portal the world has seen, and we're going to do that. So this has been my career, and reflecting on the advice I've heard from many wise people and some of the things I've done in my career, here's some pieces of advice for you young people. Number one, get out and see the world while you're young. Later it's tough because you have professional and family responsibilities, and you're going to be too set in your ways. So go out and see the world a little bit. Second, and this is a great lecture that I heard in 1985 when I was at MIT. I can't remember the man's name. He was a director of the CIA in the early 80s, known as an organizational genius, but I can't remember his name. He studied history at bachelor's level, then joined the Navy, and later became director of MCC in Texas. Can't remember his name. He said, don't worry if your life is not planned out. Don't worry if you don't have a plan for your life. Always try to make the best of your current opportunity and be alive and flexible for new opportunities, which will come unexpectedly always, but assuredly if you become really good at what you do. That was great advice, so don't worry if you don't have a plan. Another piece of advice is on getting promoted. I read an excellent book by Jack Welch called, I think, Winning. I can boil down that chapter on getting promoted to two things. Number one, always try to exceed what is expected of you. That's good advice. And number two, don't make yourself a pain in the rear end. Also very good advice. So those are my premier remarks. Actually, I probably should have just shut up and read a commencement address by Steve Jobs. Somebody showed me this yesterday. This is the best thing I've ever seen. Commencement address he gave about a month ago for Stanford University. I urge you to read that. It's got much better lessons than this, actually, for young people, full of passion and full of interesting perspective on his life. Of course, the founder of Apple Computer. So anyway, that's what I have to say. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Raul. Thank you. From Cuba, huh? Thank you. Now, we continue recognizing this evening's honorees.
Dr. Raul Valdez Perez earned his reputation as a researcher in the field of artificial intelligence, and he continues this work today as an adjunct associate professor in the computer science department of Carnegie Mellon University, where he earned his PhD. He has been a principal investigator on 6 grants from the National Science Foundation and has published nearly 50 research articles in natural, social, and computer science journals. Ralph de la Vega is responsible for singular wireless technology planning, network operations, marketing, sales, operational support, and customer care. Before joining Singular in January 2004, he served as President Bell South Latin America and as Bell South's President of Broadband and Internet Services. Over the years, he has held numerous positions at Bell South in network planning, engineering, and operations, and was responsible for operations in Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. R. Marcelo Claure helped found Brightstar Corporation in 1997 and today serves as its president, CEO, and chairman of the board. The company distributes a wide range of wireless products and services and boasts 23 facilities in 16 countries around the world, already garnering more than $1 billion in yearly revenues. He is a veteran of the wireless industry, having held executive positions at Unplugged Communications Incorporated, among other companies, before helping to launch his own wireless startup.
Thank you. Now, just a second before you all go, if I may. I understand that we had the right picture up but the wrong bio. Nina Vaca. Nina Vaca?
No, I don't mind. I just want to make sure.
Okay. Just remember the picture and the name are different. Nina Vaca, por favor. Please give them a hand. Someone else, congratulations, Nina. Congratulations, Aaron. Well, you know, stuff like that happens. You know, what can you say? But I feel bad for Nina, who was very shy. She came up. She didn't know if she could come up or not. I said, come on up, Nina, it's okay. At any rate, please welcome the Vice President, Engineering, Logistics and Technology, Integrated Systems at Northrop Grumman Corporation, Mr. Frank Flores. Please, Frank, come on up.
Good evening. What a great celebration of diversity tonight. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. On behalf of the 125,000 teammates that I work with every day at Northrop Grumman, it is a real honor to be here. When I graduated from college 27 years ago, you know, all I was looking for was a shot and a chance to play with the A-team. Northrop Grumman has never let me down. And as I've progressed in my career, working on satellite systems, avionics, and now airplane designs, I have just been thrilled to be able to work with the most brilliant engineers in my field. So my advice that I'd like to pass on to the students here tonight is establish a vision. The path will change as you pursue that vision, but establish a vision and pursue that vision. And to all the professionals here tonight, you're the role models. Let's all reach out and help these students go after that vision. Thank you very much.
As we continue our ceremonies, we now honor those who are deserving of special recognition.
A lawyer by training and founding partner in the law firm of Borgononi, Gutierrez, and Arza in Miami, Nicholas Gutierrez was appointed by Florida Governor Jeb Bush to chair the South Florida Water Management District, which is responsible for water resource management efforts in the ecologically diverse area stretching 240 miles from Orlando to the Florida Keys. Angela Primas has more than 14 years of experience in project management and engineering, most recently as a senior engineer and project manager of the South Florida Water Management District, which includes project management for the highly sensitive Everglades Agricultural Area Storage Reservoir.
Thank you. Thank you. Before we salute those Hispanic men and women in government and academia, it is my privilege to introduce a man who has certainly had his hands full with a lady named Katrina the past couple of weeks, Wilbert Verrios. Wilbert, come on up.
Buenas noches a todos. First of all, Jorge, I would like to thank the Career Communications Group for sponsoring this event. When I took the time to go ahead and look at the list of awardees, I was definitely humbled by looking across all the industries that these folks have contributed, not only to our nation, but also across the world. And I think this is very important to highlight, because even though we are all honored to be recognized tonight, more importantly, as I look out in the audience, all these students that are pursuing science and engineering, and all these fields that if you also review this magazine, you could see and identify every single field that you probably are studying today. And it is key and important to pursue the sciences, folks. Right now, I don't know if you realize it, but within the United States, only 5% of our students are studying science and engineering, compared to countries such as China, who 40% of their students are studying science and engineering. So amongst you, you are the future here tonight. You are our future tomorrow in continuing the great growth of this nation. Diversity adds to it, and more importantly, I encourage you as we continue the events tonight, that you approach all these great executives and all these folks that have had great success in their fields and pick their brains, learn from them, ask them how they got there. I would have never imagined 30 years ago when I graduated from college that I'd had the opportunity to partake in an event such as this and share my experiences with such great people as we have tonight. Also, I encourage the executives and the awardees, please continue reaching out to these folks, continue mentoring them, continue telling them que sí se puede. Muchísimas gracias.
I was just informed, and I like to extend our apologies to Nina. Nina, we had you as not coming. I know you don't want any more attention, but I'm going to put some on you anyway, okay? So we apologize to you. Thank you. And now we salute the Hispanic men and women of government and academia who are helping or serving all of us leaders and role models.
Is the Principal Advisor to the Army Corps of Engineers, commanding general information on information technology issues, and handles all aspects of information resource management and IT. Before joining the civil service, Barrios served as an Army officer in various aviation and operations research positions. He earned a bachelor's degree in education and a master's in management science. Pioneer in military aircraft research, Dr. Jolen Flores is responsible for assisting in planning and managing for the next generation of military aircraft. In 1998, NASA named him one of its 12 superstars of modern aeronautics, and his research was featured in an exhibit at the Smithsonian Institution's National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. In 2002, his participation in Ames Research Center's Equal Opportunity programs earned him the Equal Opportunity Medal. In 1994, after 20 years as a test pilot and astronaut, after logging 4,500 hours flying time in airplanes, sailplanes, balloons, and rockets, after 20 days in space over 2 separate missions, Sidney Gutierrez started a new career. Today, he oversees programs that develop leading-edge technologies to monitor treaties and deter proliferation. They include space-based, airborne, and ground-based sensors, satellites, ground stations, vulnerability assessments, and technical analysis. Dr. John Perez has led the Natural Toxins Research Center since its inception in 2000. He supervises the research projects of the NTRC and develops linkage programs with other universities and institutions. He started at the university in 1972 as an assistant professor of biology. He was named a Regents Professor in 1999, the third A&M Kingsville professor ever to receive this prestigious system-wide award. Dr. Perez also has served as director of TMUC's NIH Research Infrastructure Minority Institutions Program since 1996. Since assuming his current position in October 2003, Armando Rodriguez has been responsible for strengthening our national security by building a responsive DIA workforce predicted on diverse analytic depth, expertise, and creative human resource policies. He previously served as Deputy Assistant Director for Diversity Management and Equal Employment Opportunity at the Department of Veterans Affairs. In the private sector, he owned and operated a management consulting firm that served both private and public clients.
Now, couple of things before we wrap this up. You got to come back tomorrow. You got to come back tomorrow. I'll tell you why you got to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, the day is full of programming. Am I making it sound sort of interesting? The Emerald Awards winners, remember that at noon tomorrow, you get to rehearse with lunch for tomorrow's gala. So please be here. We want you to be better prepared than me, I guess. I don't know. On behalf of Career Communications Group and HE and IT Magazine, I want to congratulate all the distinguished honorees. We're humbled, truly. We're truly humbled by your accomplishments and look forward to the great things you have in store for our future. Thank you. I thank you for our children. I thank you for all of us, and good night. We got a drawing and we got a dance, okay? I don't get to go good night yet. Because you know what? We forgot about something. We got that drawing. And con la ayuda del maestro vamos a bailar un poquito también. We're going to dance also. So please stay for the drawing, and of course, please stay to dance. I'm going to be on the dance floor. So thank you all very much. Good night.
So we're going to draw for both prizes. The first prize we're going to draw for is the iPod Shuffle. Do we have all the cards up? Anybody else want to put their card in before we draw? Okay. iPod Shuffle, which has Texas Instruments analog and mixed signal technology in it. Manny, you draw. I don't want to be the one that one person is happy and hundreds are in. So you draw, and just hand me the card. Oh, it's me. No, I'm kidding. It is not you, Manny. Gerald Scott, who's a student at Morgan State. Gerald, you want to come up here? Come on up here, Gerald, and get your gift. I'll draw. And then the second gift we have is a Kodak digital camera, which has a Texas Instruments DSP in it and also some analog technology. Gerald, congratulations. Do you want it? Okay, I'll draw. All right. And the winner is Margarita Acosta, who's from Forest Hill High School here in town. Thank you all very much. Enjoy your evening.
Cuando iba camino a casa me encontré de a Mercedes, amasando en su lado un bello cuerpo le miré. La linda mujer al darse cuenta me preguntó que me mire serio con tantas ganas que le gustó. Negro, que usted me ve, 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 que usted me ve. Yo le estaba mirando la espaldota. Y pasaban casi 4 minutos, discusión. Ella hablaba, discutía, yo miraba sin prestarle atención. Y por último ya me dijo a gritos que usted me ve. Le contesté, le estoy mirando la cadera y los pies. negro, que usted me ve, 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 que usted me ve. Y yo le miraba lo que contenía en ese pantalón. Ay, 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 ya me pregunto, yo les dije así.